The kitchen light was always on when Dad came home from night shift. 5:12 in the morning. Every single time. Cold winter boots by the door, factory jacket smelling like smoke and metal. I used to hear his keys first, then the chair moving across the floor. I'd walk into the kitchen half asleep, rubbing my eyes, trying not to fall over. You never asked me to wake up, I just wanted to sit there with you. Same table again, steam rising from 2 glasses of tea. No TV or no music, just plates and tired breathing. Same table again. You're tearing bread with rough hands like it was part of the routine. And somehow that little kitchen felt safer than the whole world. The wallpaper started peeling that year. One cabinet never closed right. Mom asleep down the hallway, snow pushing against the windows outside. You'd eat slow, looking down most of the time. Too tired to talk much, still you always slid the extra chair out for me, like you knew I was coming. Years later, I sat alone in another apartment. Different city, different life, fancy table, quiet room, nobody across from me. And all I could think about was that old kitchen, that weak yellow light above the sink, and your work boots drying near the heater. Same table again. Some tables never really leave you, even after the house is gone, even after people change. Same table again. I still hear the spoon hitting the tea glass sometimes late at night. Still hear your chair scraping the floor, like part of me never left that kitchen. Last winter, I caught myself pulling a second chair out, without thinking, just habit maybe, or memory. I sat there a while, looking at the empty seat, and for a second, I swear it felt like you were about to walk through that door again. I parked across the street first, couldn't make myself walk in yet. Same cracked driveway, same broken fence leaning sideways. The porch light still flickered like it always used to. Mom opened the door slow, smiled for half a second, then looked down at the floor. Said, "You hungry?" Like no time had passed at all. One more plate. The kitchen still smelled the same. Black pepper, old wood, coffee sitting too long on the stove. One more plate. And somehow that house still knew exactly where to hurt me. I walked into the kitchen slowly. The table looked smaller than I remember. 4 chairs still there, even though there used to be 5. You could still see the scratches on the floor where Dad used to drag his chair back. Same mark, same angle. I stared at them way too long. Mom kept moving around the kitchen, trying to stay busy, opening cabinets that didn't need opening, adjusting forks, folding napkins twice. Then she placed an extra plate on the table, real casual, like she didn't notice herself doing it. But I noticed one more plate. Nobody said his name, nobody needed to. One more plate. That empty space at the table said enough already. The clock above the fridge still ticked loud, rain tapping softly against the windows. A football game playing low from the living room. Some old routine still alive inside those walls. Mom asked me about work. I lied and said things were good. She lied and said she'd been sleeping fine. That's how dinner went now. Careful conversations built around missing people. At one point, she reached for the extra plate and stopped halfway, just left it there instead. I looked at that plate more than my actual food, like part of me expected the front door to open, expected boots by the hallway, expected somebody to say move over. But houses don't bring people back, they just keep their shape a while. One more plate. Some families never learn how to remove the missing person. One more plate. So they leave space at the table long after everybody knows the truth. After dinner, I stayed behind washing dishes. Mom fell asleep in the recliner with the TV still on. I dried the last glass slowly, then looked around that kitchen again. The weak yellow light above the sink, the old chair marks, the extra plate still sitting there untouched. And suddenly, I understood something. Some people leave the house, some people leave the world, but family keeps setting the table for them anyway. Before going upstairs, I finally picked the plate up, held it in my hands for a second, then quietly placed it back down, right where it was. The TV stayed on through dinner. Some baseball game, muted crowd noise, blue light filling the room. Neither of us watched it once. You kept checking your phone every couple minutes. Apartment listings, road updates, messages from people in the new city. Your duffel bag was already near the front door, half zipped. Mom kept asking if you packed enough socks. You laughed every time, like leaving town was normal, like this wasn't the last dinner before everything changed. Don't clear my chair yet. The thoughts stayed in my head all night. Don't clear my chair yet, because the room already felt emptier before you even left. You reached for the last piece of bread, same way Dad used to. That almost broke me for some reason. The kitchen smelled like garlic and butter, rain tapping softly against the windows, one ceiling light buzzing above the table. Little sounds you never notice until you know they're about to disappear too. Mom kept talking about random things, the neighbor's dog, gas prices, some story from work, trying hard to hold the room together. I kept staring at your chair, at the way you leaned back in it, like you still had forever here. You said I'll come back for Thanksgiving, real casual, but people say a lot of things before life gets busy. Don't clear my chair yet, not tonight. Let me hear you laugh one more time from across this table. Don't clear my chair yet. I'm not ready for this kitchen without you inside it. After dinner, you carried your bag to the hallway, Mom hugged you too long, you joked around to make it easier. That was your thing. Mine was pretending I was okay. The front door closed around 11:40, and suddenly the whole house sounded different, like the walls noticed first. I went back into the kitchen alone, 3 glasses still on the table, crumbs everywhere, your chair pushed halfway back. I stood there staring at it a while, then started washing dishes slow, real slow, water running over my hands. Same plate 3 times probably, just trying to stretch the night longer. 'Cause once the kitchen got clean, it meant you were really gone. Don't clear my chair yet. Some goodbyes don't happen at airports. They happen quietly between dinner plates and cold sink water. Don't clear my chair yet. I still look at that empty chair sometimes when I go back home. Still expect we hear your keys at the door. Still expect one more dinner before everybody got older. The table looked different, smaller now. Or maybe I just got older. Saturday evening, rain outside again. Same kind of weather Dad used to come home in. My son sat across from me, swinging his legs under the chair. Too small for the table still, ketchup on his sleeve. Half his fries untouched, cartoons playing low in the living room. My wife cleaning dishes behind us, humming something quietly. Normal night, nothing dramatic, but then he started separating the fries on his plate. Big ones on the left, small ones on the right, exact same way my father used to. I just sat there staring for a second, like time folded in half. Your seat stayed warm. That feeling hit me out of nowhere. Your seat stayed warm. And suddenly 3 generations were sitting in the same kitchen again. My son looked up and said, "Why are you smiling?" I shook my head, said, "Nothing, buddy." But it wasn't nothing. It was Dad's hands, Dad's chair, Dad's tired work jacket by the heater, all crashing back into the room at once. The kitchen smelled like baked potatoes and black pepper. Warm lights above the stove, rain hitting the window steady. My son kept talking about school, something about a kid named Marcus cheating at cards. I barely heard half of it. I just kept watching him, the way he leaned back laughing, the way he held his fork, the way family keeps living inside people without asking permission. Your seat stayed warm long after you were gone. Your seat stayed warm, like part of you stayed sitting here waiting for us to keep going. After dinner, my son ran off toward the couch, left crumbs all over the table. My wife laughed and apologized for the mess. I told her to leave it a while. And for the first time in years, the kitchen didn't make me sad. I sat there alone after everybody went to bed. Same weak light over the sink, same quiet house sounds, but different now somehow. Not empty anymore. I thought about all those dinners growing up, all the nights Dad came home exhausted, all the mornings Mom set plates down without saying much. Back then, I thought it was just life. Now I understand those little dinners were the whole thing. Your seat stayed warm, not because grief disappeared, Not because life got easy, stayed warm. Because somehow love keeps finding a way to sit back down at the table. I turn the kitchen light off around midnight. Look back once before heading upstairs. My son's chair still pushed out crooked. And for the first time in a very long time, life didn't feel completely broken.